In 1 Kings chapter 17, there's a story of a widow who was down to her last bit of flour and oil with no hope of getting any more. She had given up and was even prepared to die. But God had a plan for her that was different. In the story, the prophet Elijah was sent by God to this widow's house. When he asked her for food, the widow told Elijah that she only had enough flour and oil for one last meal for herself and her son until they starved to death. Despite this, Elijah told her to make him a meal and promised her that the flour and oil would not run out until the day that God sent rain upon the earth. So the widow took a leap of faith and did as Elijah instructed her. And to her amazement, the flour and the oil did not run out. She and her son had enough to eat for many days until the rain finally came. So what can we learn from this story? First, we learn that God provides for us in our times of need. Even when all hope seems lost, God can perform miracles and provide us with everything we need. It's important to trust in God's plan and not give up hope, even in our darkest moments. Secondly, we learn that God often uses the most unlikely of sources to accomplish His purposes. The widow in this story was not a wealthy or powerful person, but she was chosen by God to play a crucial role in Elijah's ministry. We should not underestimate our own abilities or think that we're too insignificant to make a difference in the world. Finally, we learn that obedience in God's commands can bring unexpected blessings into our lives. The widow could have easily refused to give Elijah any food, but she chose to obey God's command through Elijah and was rewarded with an abundance of food during a time of famine. In our own lives, we may face situations where we feel like we have nothing left to give, no hope for the future, and no way out. But we can take comfort in the fact that God is always with us and that He has a plan for our lives. If we trust in Him and obey His commands, He will provide for us and bless us beyond measure. So be encouraged by the faith and obedience of this widow in 1 Kings 17 and trust in God's plan even when the days are dark and the nights are long. With God, all things are possible.